as you know, I'm not really a full-on into the planets and the stars and all that sort of stuff, but I am very interested in astrology just on a personal basis. And one of the ladies that I follow, as of today, she has mentioned that Jupiter, planet of good fortune, abundance, and expansion, arrives in Leo for the next 12 months. So she explained it as, think of Jupiter as being Santa Claus giving you gifts. So it's like, be like a child and write down all the things that you would like Santa to give you over the next 12 months. And think big, think bold, think however you want to think. But it's like, this is the energy that we've got for the next 12 months. So let's really take charge of where we're sitting at and what we want, and be open to receive all that we desire. So today's little session is, I actually created this session before I even knew Jupiter was turning up. So it was interesting how this all came together today, being the 29th of June. But where your attention goes, energy flows. And so today I'm just going to talk to you about how this actually has a huge impact on every result we create in our lives and in our businesses. And it's a simple phrase: where your energy goes, where your attention goes, energy flows. So you've probably heard this before, but today I want to help you understand what it really means and why it matters if you want to create more success, confidence, abundance, and fulfillment in your life. Because whether we realize it or not, we're directing our energy every single day. So you hear me talk about we're affirming every single moment of every single day. It's exactly the same. The energy that we're putting out is coming back to us in the same form. So it's like, okay, where are we directing our energy to at the moment? So where are you directing your energy? Where are you putting your energy? Where are you noticing your energy going? And or in the future, where are you putting your energy intentionally? So have you ever noticed that when you're focused on problems, you seem to find more problems? More problems seems to just come up one after the other after the other. And yes, Cassie is just going, yes, 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 because it's so true. When we're focused on what's not working, that's all we're going to see. So if you're focused on, I don't have enough clients, I don't have enough money, I don't have enough time, I'm not good enough, your mind starts collecting evidence to support those thoughts. But what happens when you focus on the opportunities? Suddenly you start noticing potential clients, new ideas, helpful connections, possibilities you couldn't even see before. So your focus acts like a spotlight. Whatever you shine it on becomes brighter. So what have you been focusing on lately? Have you been focusing on the possibilities or the problems? And this is something that you can ask yourself. People in the group that are listening on, let me know if you're here, say hi. There's a few of you there. What have you been focusing on lately? Is it the possibilities or is it problems in your life? And you're going to know immediately what you're focusing on because the thoughts are there. So your mind is always looking for evidence. Doesn't matter what you're doing, it's always looking for evidence. And it's one of the things that I love teaching my clients is that your subconscious mind is always listening. So think of it like Google. Whatever question you ask, or ChatGPT or Claude, whatever you use, whatever question you ask, it's going to start searching for the answers. So if you ask, why is business so hard? Why can't I get ahead? Why does this always happen to me? Your mind will find evidence. Okay? But if you ask, what opportunity am I missing? What's the lesson here? What's one action I can take today? How can I make this work? Your mind starts looking for completely different answers. So the quality of your questions determines the quality of your focus. And the quality of your focus influences your results. So I want to break this down. Every thought, or everything starts with a thought, as you know. So that thought can either be positive or negative. That thought creates your feeling. That's either going to be positive or negative. That feeling influences your actions, and your actions create your results. So if you want the results that you want to get, it's got to start with the thought that you're having, where you're focusing your attention to. So, for example, if you think, I'm not good enough, you're going to start feeling insecure. When you feel insecure, you're going to start hesitating. And then when you hesitate, you don't take any action whatsoever. Then you don't get the result you're looking for. But what if the thought was, I'm learning and growing every day? You start feeling more confident. You'll start taking some action, whatever that action is, and you'll create different results. And so this is why your focus matters so much. The results will come and your confidence will build from the action that you take. And it's basically where you're focusing your mind. So I'm not saying ignore challenges, because successful people don't pretend problems don't exist. They simply don't live in that space. They acknowledge the problem and then move their attention to the solution. That's why I say to you, have your goal, so that whenever you actually think about something that is a problem or something that doesn't serve you, you can then direct your thought to the goal that you're actually wanting. So the average person spends most of their energy talking about what's wrong. Successful people spend most of their energy creating what's next. So that's a huge difference in terms of creating the results that you want. So where do you think you spend more time? Do you spend it more time focused on the problem, or do you spend more time on the solution at the moment? And that can change. It's just an observation. Wherever you're sitting at the moment, there is no right and wrong. It's just being aware of where you're at with yourself personally. And I've caught myself doing this many times, looking at how far I still had to go instead of celebrating how far I'd come. Looking at what wasn't happening yet instead of what was already working. And I think that's a lesson that we can take any moment of any day. Looking at what's working instead of looking at or focusing on what's not working. And every time I shift my focus or I shift my energy, everything shifts. It shifts, my action shifts, my feelings shift. And when my actions shift, of course, my results are different. So it's what I'm focusing on a day-to-day basis, what you're focusing on a day-to-day basis, that will get the results that you truly desire. So that's why I always want to remind myself, focus on what I want to create. Hence the reason why I have a statement that I write out every day and I actually recite to myself throughout the day. Even when I'm driving out the driveway to take Nova to the park, I recite that little statement to myself, and then I press Messenger and I send all my little people messages. And it's like, to the other, they will get a little voice message from me in the morning, and it's reciprocated. And it's like, that's just a really lovely habit to be in. Focusing on what is it that you're doing today? What can I help you with? Do I need help? Having that support of people around you is huge. So focus on what you want to create, not what you're trying to avoid. So I'm going to give you a challenge for this week. And it's for the next 7 days. And I want you to pay attention to where your attention is going. And I've mentioned it before, whether you've done it or not, it doesn't matter. You can write down on a piece of paper and you can have it next to your bed. You can have it in the kitchen, whatever works for you. And every time you're thinking or putting attention to something that doesn't serve you, write it down on a piece of paper. And at the end of the day, at the end of the 7 days, you're going to be blown away with what you're actually putting attention to. It's something that I did a very long time ago, and I was like, oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. The attention was not going to what I wanted. It was going to so many other drama things in my life. And, that's what we're brought up to do. Think about the negative. So every time you feel yourself hear yourself, catch yourself focusing on the lack or the fear or the worry or the doubt, ask yourself, what do I want instead? Then you deliberately shift your focus there because energy follows the attention. And your life is a reflection of what you're consistently being giving your energy to. So if you're not getting the results that you want, where are you putting your energy to? And as I said at the very beginning, we are in a space for the next 12 months where Santa's going to give us so much stuff. And I used to love Santa. I would write my list and I'd be waking up every morning and all of a sudden I'd have all these goodies that I really, really wanted. Be like that child again. Write the list out and open yourself up to receive all the things over the next 12 months because the energy is there for you to receive all that you want. The only thing you've just got to remember is energy is always flowing somewhere. The real question is, are you directing it toward the life you want to create or toward the circumstances you're trying to escape? So I'd love to hear from you. What's one thing you're choosing to focus on this week? Let me know. Drop it in the comments. Anyone commenting? Oh, I can't see. I don't know what it is, but just throughout my lives. Ah, Renee's here. Good morning, Buttercup, to you too. Hi, Nicole. Hi, Eleanor. Hi, Renee. Thank you for being here. Ah, Moira is watching as well. That's fantastic. So yeah, what is one thing that you're directing your energy to today? Because it is going somewhere. You may as well direct it to what you want as opposed to what you're trying to escape or what you don't want. So let me know how that lands for you. Write your Santa's list, be in that energy, knowing that things are very, very positive for all of us. Everything we think of, touch, feel is going to expand. Okay, so being in that feeling of what you want is going to expand. So just be in that feeling of the coach that you are and think about who you are becoming, the clients that are coming towards you, the clients that you're attracting into your coaching business, the clients that are paying to be in your coaching business. Be in that energy because over the next 12 months, you open yourself up and you're going to receive a whole heap of goodness. So thank you so much for being here, everyone. I really, really appreciate it. If you've got any comments or questions, please ask.